Sometimes, just sometimes in this crazy, beautiful, and mysterious world, did you ever feel that the stars just align? And it's like the gears line up and suddenly start moving like there's a grand design and this was meant to be. Like a magnetic pull is pulling you towards something or someone. I think that's how lovers meet. But sometimes the stars align and the bond of friendship is created. This is how Randy and Stephanie and Rick and I all met. The pull we all felt, it was undeniable. And we knew that we were supposed to be, at that moment in time, connected. So this is the story of Randy and Stephanie, brand new full-time RVers. They have a brand new Brinkley. We'll do a little bit of a tour of that. It's a beautiful camper. They're brand new on the road. They've only been on the road a couple months. But this isn't just a story about nomads and RV travel. It's a story about a couple, a young couple, and their resilience and survival as Stephanie battles stage 4 cancer. And it's a story of friendship, a story of two couples from different sides of the country, both traveling in their RVs. They were camping at the same RV park and immediately felt drawn to each other and just felt this undeniable connection, and we formed a friendship. So we're going to do a brief tour of Randy and Stephanie's camper, and we're going to interview them. It'll be a little different from most of our interviews, but I think you'll enjoy it. You may need a box of tissues, but this video, although it may be a little sad, is meant to inspire. So you've had this since August, right?
Yes.
August 5th. And did you start out immediately full-time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We sold our house July 21st.
Mm-hmm.
And we waited a couple weeks for the camper to be ready. And then
we were officially homeless, so we had to go to Denver.
Stayed with my family and then went back and got our camper and doing it ever since.
Newly full-time,
Yep.
like just over a month. So how is it? Is it there an adjustment period or?
Yeah, a little bit.
For me, it's just like the long vacation.
No, you're military retired? You're in the process of retiring.
Yeah.
So, and you're not working, so no one's working remotely from here right now?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. So tell me, what brought you to decide to go full-time?
Well, like, we're actually in Missouri. We're coming back from a 5-day trip down there at Lake of the Ozarks, in that area. And I just brought it up to her and was like, what if we did this full-time? What if we just sold everything and just full-time RV? And kind of that question kind of just stuck with us for a while. And we threw it around for a little bit and we just decided to do it. I had tried a couple jobs with local businesses in Lincoln, and they didn't pan out. We just kind of, I don't know, just decided to do it.
Before he started like a second career, we thought this would be a good opportunity to go out on the road and, you know, try to do the full-time RV thing for a little while, figure out where we want to live. I've always been told where the military, you know, wants to send us, so this is kind of an opportunity for, we get to pick, and we don't know. So we were like, let's travel and live in all these different states and decide where we want to live. And then a couple years ago, in January of 2021, I found out that I had a very large tumor in my kidney, and I had stage 3 renal cell carcinoma, which is kidney cancer. Immediately removed my kidney, the tumor, and then about 3 months later it came back and it had metastasized and it was pretty bad. So I underwent some immunotherapy treatment, got on a clinical trial, and so I was pretty sick for a while, and luckily now I'm kind of feeling better and getting better, still on the clinical trial and still taking medication. But overall, we just thought too, it was another addition to why we wanted to do this, was to just get out and enjoy life, you know, tied down to, you know, the 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, living, running errands, you know, doing all that. So anyway, we just, between that and him retiring and our kids moving out of the house, we just thought, why not?
So, do you mind if I ask you a little bit about your illness?
Yeah.
Are you in remission?
No.
Okay, so you still have to get treatment?
Yeah, I take a oral chemo pill every night.
Now, do you have to stay local to a certain area? Would, doctor's appointments and all this?
Yeah, I go back once a month for like blood work and checkup, and then every 3 months I have CT scans.
So you have to stay somewhat local then, or?
Nope, right now, so far, we've been able to drive back because we've just kind of been on this side. But in the future, it'll be maybe I'll just get a plane ticket and fly back. And I've got really good friends. And
so how are you feeling?
Good. Just tired sometimes.
You have good days and bad days?
Yeah. I'd say more good days, though, than bad days. Before I found out that I had cancer, I wasn't feeling well, and I thought maybe something wasn't right. I just kind of felt like something wasn't right in my body. And I'd heard that Tim McGraw song, Live Like You Were Dying, for years, resonated with me, and just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of felt different when I was listening to it that time. And then not more than a few months later, we found out that I had cancer, and it was a shock because I'm pretty young, healthy, active, and no cancer.
Well, I wish you the best with your health and everything. I mean, I give you a lot of credit for this is an amazing way to see the land. Words of wisdom or a message for anybody that would be watching this.
Don't get tied down to your phones, your job, we all have responsibilities and stuff, but just try not to let those other distractions, I guess, weigh you down, and pay attention to your kids, your spouse, your family, your friends. Just really embrace them, because you just don't know how long you have or how long they have. And so life can change in a moment. So I think just really enjoy life and get out and see God's creation. And
what about you, Randy?
Since we started this, I've had a number of people, after we told them like our story and a little bit about it, and they're like, "Oh, we wish we could do that." And it's like, really, anybody can do it. You just got to be willing to let go of certain things. We sold our house, 2 vehicles, a camper, 80% of all our possessions that we have, and really everything we own is here, minus a few items in storage that we can't really put in the back. We let it all go because the day that we go, it's not going.
It's not going with you. Exactly.
So anybody can get out there and do it. You just got to be willing to make that sacrifice.
Well, I give you a lot of credit, okay? Because both of you could be just lying around feeling sorry for yourselves, and you're like, screw it, and you pick up your boots and you move on. And I really, really do honor that and respect that. And there's a pretty lot of people that sell everything and go full time. But they may not be going through this kind of a health crisis, which I'm sure adds a whole other dimension to it. Well, I'm really glad we ran into you guys. You and I had felt this instant connection.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, when I found out what you did, you're also a mental health therapist. We're both social workers. And then when you told me you were sick, I actually cried. And I just met her. And I feel like the stars kind of aligned a little bit, because Rick lost his previous wife very suddenly to cancer. So I just felt such a vibe last night sitting around the fire talking to you guys. So we're going to stay in touch, definitely. I'm not going to cry and get all sappy, because I'll get yelled at by the junior social worker. But I call her my daughter because she's my daughter's age anyway.
I think people, when we're out and about, they take life every day for granted. We're also not taking life for granted. Tomorrow it could be done.
And the worst part is when I was younger, and I'm probably the same with everybody, you always said there was something you wanted to do, but you kept pushing off, and then all of a sudden the opportunity was gone.
Yep. So it is a gift.
It is a gift, and I just think this meeting here is a little profound. Your message to me is I need to live life here and now and forget about editing videos and all that stuff. But I think we have a message for you, too.
What's that?
I think I told you last night. Rick and I have only been together about 4 or 5 years. And I was married for 33 years. I lost my husband 2013. He lost his wife 2014. And they were both the love of our lives. We never thought we would move on. But we did. And we don't forget them. It's not another book. It's like they're here with us. We just wrote another chapter. So I think that is our message for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
In case something doesn't, because
Yeah.
tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Right.
So, Randy, for you to understand that. And we're going to stay in touch.
Absolutely.
So you're gonna bend my ear. You should have saw these two guys last night around the fire with two clinical social workers analyzing everything that they were talking about. It was a blast. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing your story with us and letting us into your home. We're going to stay in touch. We're so excited because we're going to be meeting up with Randy and Stephanie. She just texted me today. She's like, "Where are you at?" And I says, "We're in New Mexico, headed east." And she's like, "Well, we're in Amarillo, Texas, heading into New Mexico. So we're going to meet up for lunch." I got to tell you, I think we drove over 8,000 miles across the country, up and down, all over the West. We saw some beautiful, magnificent sights. But as beautiful as they were, I have to tell you, one of the highlights of our trip that just stays with me and stays with my heart was meeting Randy and Stephanie. I love you guys. They have an Instagram. I'm going to put a link to their page right here. And I just ask that you keep Randy and Stephanie, our new friends, in your prayers. Thanks, everybody. I lost some of the footage that I took of the tour of their camper. But I tell you what, if you want to see their camper, their tour, go over to Instagram, True North RV.
Wow.
That's True North RV. And Stephanie does a tour there.
There's a half bath right there. You can sleep somebody up there. We use it for storage. And then this Happy Jack comes down and it could go into 2 queen bunk beds.
Sometimes, just sometimes in this crazy, beautiful, and mysterious world, did the stars just align?